Forget that bio. What the MC forgot to tell you is that I am not married. And I have no baby mama. I'm still a mama's baby. So, single people, yeah. I'd like to start by greeting everyone, some important people. Students in the house, make some noise. Alumni, make some noise. President. We also have sponsors. I won't mention, sorry sponsors, I won't mention all of you by names because some of the names are hard to pronounce. I mean, I don't know if it's Huawei, Highway, Away, or if it's how are you, I don't know. But how are you, sponsors? Okay, my name is Ntsundeni, as they've said, and I am Venda, as you can see. The only stereotype that I accept about Venda people is that we are dark and lovely, because it's clear from observation. I mean, for example, I am the yellow bone in my family. And I'm not talking about a family of 2 or 3. I'm talking about a family of 15. Like a whole soccer team. Ezimnyama ngenkani. So you must understand that. I'm also a CRED alumnus, not alumni. I Googled in English, it says alumni is plural, right? Yeah, so CRED did not take me to school to say I'm an alumni. I'm an alumnus. So I am very grateful to CRED because thanks to CRED now I can be able to afford things like going to restaurants. I mean, yeah. For me, growing up, it was very hard to go to a restaurant. I think I went to a restaurant for the first time when I was about 17, Mr. President. So I don't know anything about all these menus and the like. So every time I go to a restaurant with someone else, I simply order whatever they're ordering. I call it copy and taste. That's a well done joke, by the way. So my first date was at KFC. Who loves KFC here? My date ordered stew twice, so I ordered stew twice too. Ever since that particular day, KFC has been my favorite restaurant. And one day before I die, guys, I want to eat that 21-piece meal alone. It's on my bucket list. You know how Dibonese says they are the real deal, how chicken licken is hot, Nando says the sauce, but if you dip it, KFC is a different gravy. And a lot of people don't like that KFC gravy. They think it's bitter. I also don't like the gravy, but I don't hate it, I just understand it. You know, when something is bitter, you need to understand before you can hate. I mean, what if Colonel Sanders left it when it was young, and now he's suffering from childhood trauma? So you never know. So I understand the KFC gravy, but one thing I don't understand about KFC, guys, is those 2 rands they demand like Nyaope addicts. I mean, that one I don't understand, especially if you're a student and you're from your stipend, you can't pay 2 rand to KFC. For what? I mean, if KFC really want to give to the poor, why don't they give from their profits? These ones think they're streetwise. In South Africa here, we are streetwise too. I mean, we have so many expenses to be worrying about KFC, and especially as guys, we have girlfriend allowance to some side chick allowance. So many expenses, and then even South Africa also you need to pay cold drink, unfortunately. I mean, you're not. Are you really a South African if you have never been marked at Joburg CBD, never paid cold drink, and never been bewitched? I mean, in South Africa, like, you pay cold drink for almost everything, guys. Yeah, people are, Mr. President, people are paying cold drink. I mean, you pay cold drink to get your license, and then you pay cold drink to keep your license. And then people also need to pay cold drink to get jobs. Sometimes you pay cold drink to also keep your job. But unfortunately, sometimes you pay cold drink, you don't get that job. But if that happens, you can't do anything. Where are you going to go? What are you going to report? What are you going to say? Because even if you decide to go to the police station, they will need cold drink. Before you can open that case, a case of cold drink. So I got to pay my cold drink when I was doing my first year at Vets. I was having challenges academically, so course was showing me flames, guys. So by first year, I mean first year. You know, in university, you need to specify. Because when I went to university, someone was like, hey, I got to understand when I was in my third, fourth year, I was like, yeah? What's happening? So like, yeah, in first year, historic and academic first year. There is a difference, guys. There is a difference between a historic and an academic year. So course was showing me flames. I was struggling academically. I'm even embarrassed to say even the marks I was getting, course was really dealing with me. I was getting about my 70s. I mean, and back at home, I couldn't tell them that I'm struggling, because if I tell them that I'm struggling, they will believe someone is bewitching me. That's the thing, guys. If you are from black communities, like, we blame witchcraft on almost everything. Like, we know. Like, people blame witchcraft for simply falling. For falling in love. And falling out of love, you know. So witchcraft is blamed for everything. And even like soccer teams, if they lose, they can't just accept that they've lost. Let's say a weak team like Kaizer Chiefs fans in their house. So if they lose, they can't accept that they've lost. It's because the players have been tied to a tree somewhere by someone. Like Bernard Parker tied to this tree, Kamabilia tied to that tree, Keegan Dolly tied to that tree. That's why they can't pass, they can't play, they can't dribble. It's all excuses, guys. So even me, if you guys are not laughing at these jokes, it's not because they are not funny. It's because someone from your village is busy with you. They don't want to see you happy. Even if you attend awards, even if a comedian comes, straight face, they are bewitching you, guys. So, so I couldn't tell them. So what I decided to do was to go to church somewhere in Davidton. And as I went there, I was told that I could get my taxis in MTN taxi rank. And I was given clear instruction that when I'm in Joburg CBD, I must never ask anyone for direction. Like when you are in Joburg CBD, never ever ask anyone for direction, even if you meet your father. Like you can't be sure if it's him. So I made my way there to the MTN taxi rank, and as I made my way there, there were people obviously following me because I think that MTN, the reason it's called MTN taxi rank is because people follow you everywhere you go. So I went there and then I asked a taxi driver, is this the taxi to Davidton? Mistake number one, I spoke in English. Speaking in English in a taxi rank is an invitation. You are saying, mug me, I'm all yours. So as I told him, like he was surprised. Why am I speaking in English? That's the first thing, right? So if you can't speak Venek or like Zulu, you must have broken English. So you can't say, where can I get the taxis to Davidton? You can just say, taxis Davidton where? That way they see, they're like, oh, okay, you are one of us, okay. But as I was standing there was a guy next to the taxi driver, the human Uber. Do you guys know the human Ubers? You don't know the human Ubers? Okay, so the human Ubers are those guys that you meet at Joburg Park Station that help you carry bags. Yeah, those guys that will carry your stuff, those are the human Ubers. And one thing that I've actually realized is that the human Ubers are actually more expensive than the actual Ubers. So that guy said to me, hey, Hozangzo Kumbisa, which simply means, come let me show you. And then as I follow him, I can't even remember where we went, but we went to some dodgy place. And as we arrive at this dodgy place, he say, Wabona maktedu jiga, what left, what right, what up, what down. I looked at him and say, I don't understand what you are saying. He said, that's the direction. Please, guys, don't judge me. I was young and naive. So I said to him, thank you. I didn't know there was an unwritten law somewhere in the Constitution about cold drink. Then he looked at me and then it's like, my cold drink, don't judge me, guys. I was young and naive. So in my backpack, I had lunch. So I had prepared eat some more, and as well as a can of Fanta. Please don't judge me, I was young and naive. So I took that can of Fanta and I gave it to him. And then he said, hey, mfana wa munga njweli kavi. Okay, he didn't say kavi, but yeah. Yeah, you know. If you have been there, you know, right? So, and then that's where everything changed. And then that guy started searching me, and then he took 200 out of my pocket. And that's how I got to pay my first cold drink. But I learned that to survive in South Africa, you don't just have to be book smart, you also need to be street wise. Thank you.